Many thanks for joining us. Now, well, it's time for the discussion segments of the program. And of course, still in the mood of Ogun State's 45th anniversary, created 4th of February 1976, no doubt. The Gateway State has come of age and has continued to grow in leaps and bounds. The state of many firsts, the state that has produced many icons and pioneers. Without missing words, this state is the cradle of Western education in Nigeria. So this morning we're looking at Ogun at 45 journey so far. And joining us on the program is Mr. Abiodun Olusegun, a retired civil servant, retired as a Director General of Civil Service Commission in July 1996. One of those who transferred their service from the Western states to Ogun State Civil Service. I mean, of course, when the state was created in 4th of February 1976. So, Mr. Abiodun Olusegun, good morning. Of course, he's joining us via Zoom. He's currently in Ikene. Good morning, Mr. Olusegun. Good morning. Mr. Olusegun, can you hear us? Hello, Mr. Olusegun.
Hello?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, we are live right now. Hope you can hear us clearly. So, welcome to the program once again. Here in Newdawn, here on Ogun State Television. So, my first question to you, sir, is that I want to sort of get a feel of how it was when the Ogun State started, when you transferred your service to the Ogun State government, when the Ogun State government actually started. I want to get a feel, where were you when you heard the information, and how was it at that particular time?
Please, I didn't hear you well.
Oh, okay. Can you hear us clearly right now?
I didn't hear you well. Please repeat what you said.
Okay, my question to you, sir, is that when you transferred your service to Ogun State, when Ogun State was created, how was it like? Where were you when you heard the information that we'll now be having a new state called Ogun State? And how was it like transferring your service into the Ogun State Civil Service?
At the time of creation of state, we were in the public service of the Old West at Ibadan. Specifically, I was in the Ministry Recruitment and Training Division of that ministry. So when we had the news, we were very excited that, well, it will open new opportunities for all of us in the new state. So we were highly elated. But later on, when the Dimka coup occurred, we were all very apprehensive that our dreams of going to the new state will be truncated. But by God's grace, everything went on normally later.
Okay, sir. Well, at that time, we heard that some people decided to still stay and not moving to Ogun State at that time, that the option was actually given that if you do want to join the Ogun State Civil Service, or if you still wanted to stay in Ibadan, why did you decide to join Ogun State at that particular time? What was your own personal reason?
Ogun State belonged to all of us. We were more or less, we were sojourners in Ibadan. So the fact that we were moving to our state really excited us. But when the bad news came, we were very much disappointed. But later on, things normalized.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Mr. Abiodun Olusegun, how was the atmosphere in Ogun State then?
What?
I say, how was the atmosphere? I want you to describe the atmosphere. Hello?
In 1976.
Exactly, in 1976.
I was 20. Yes. I was 29 years.
Hello. Yes. When you moved, of course, you were transferred from the.
When what?
I mean, you were transferred from the Western State Civil Service to Ogun State Civil Service. Instantly, the state was created 4th of February 1976. I mean, how was the atmosphere at that time? The fact that, yes, a newly created state, you now also a foundation staff, of Ogun State Civil Service, back then. I just wanted to know, how was the ambience like?
How was
the atmosphere, sir, at that time that you...
In Ibadan or Abeokuta?
No, in Abeokuta. In Abeokuta.
At Abeokuta?
Yes, I was Abeokuta generally at that time.
I didn't come to Abeokuta until March 27, when I was asked to go and tell the officers in the then Housing Corporation that they should vacate their building and that we will be moving into that building to be used as the office of the military governor of the state. So they were made to pack all their furniture, leaving the place very bare until we started moving in. The first set of furniture that were used were taken from the official quarters of the first Secretary to Military Government and Head of Service, Apadigun, so that the place was very bare. We had to go and take furniture from its quarters.
Okay, sir. Sir, like, moving on right now, yes, quite a number of things did happen when Ogun State was created at that time. But then I want to get your perspective as to how social amenities were like at that particular time. I mean, Ibadan was well developed at that time, being the seat at that time. Now Ogun State was created, Abeokuta was now the state capital for Ogun State. What was social amenity like in Ogun State at that time, looking at health, infrastructure?
At that time, prior to that creation of state,
yes,
Abeokuta was just the divisional headquarters of one of the 25 administrative headquarters in the old Western states. So, Abeokuta itself was not well prepared at that moment for the new status. Abeokuta was more or less a sleepy town. People lacked many amenities. It was when we came that we started developing. And thank God, we have now developed over the period to the glory of God.
Okay.
And the versatility of our buses there.
So, how would you describe the Ogun State Civil Service then, vis-a-vis the mode of operation at that time?
Mode of operation?
Yes, how would you describe the state's civil service that time?
Well, it was when officers started coming in, and on 20th of March 1976, the first head of service, Apadigun, addressed all civil servants that were directed to report at Abeokuta. He gave the modus operandi for the operation of the new state the focus and mode of action. So that was the beginning of action for the new state.
Okay, sir, looking at your years in service right now, you did retire some few years back right now, but I wanted to sort of give me a sort of juxtaposition, looking not to say one is better than the other, but a juxtaposition between the military governors, the military administrators, and the civilian governors in Ogun State, looking at how development did, sprawl from the creation of the state, looking at till the time you did retired from the Ogun State Civil Service, just looking at a juxtaposition between both administrations.
Please be more audible for me.
Okay, I'm gonna repeat my question again. I want you. Can you hear me?
More audible.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, perhaps let's take this breather. We'll be back, for this discussion shortly. Let's take a short break now. Let's take a short break. I'll be back for the discussion shortly. Please stay with us. Yes, many thanks for staying with us. We're still looking at Ogun at 45 journey so far. And this morning, our guest has joined us via Zoom, and of course, reaching us from Ikene, Mr. Abiodun Olusegun, retired civil servant. He retired as the Director General of Civil Service Commission in July 1996. Of course, one of those who transferred their service from the whole Western State Civil Service to Ogun State Civil Service when the state was created 4th of February 1976. And Inka, you were going to ask a question.
Yes, I was about to ask the question. I think our audio is better right now. So my question the other time, sir, was that I just want you to give us a feel, the differentiation and, how Ogun State has gotten better even under the military administration and the civilian administration, just to look at how the state has, gotten better over the years.
Well, during the military administration, there was no House of Assembly. So there was just the executive and the judiciary. So it gave civil servants the opportunity to function as the House of Assembly. We had to make very meaningful submissions to guide administration of the military. Actually, the military depended on the civil servants to a great extent, which made us up and doing, because we had to give a sound advice to the military rulers. So we were up and doing. We have to be very versatile. So that was the situation. Under the civil rule, things were a bit slower, because we have to take into consideration the civilian aspect of life. Under the civil, first, it is prevailed, but the people was always in a hurry, and you have to ensure that whatever submissions you made will be justifiable.
Okay, sir. Okay, Mr. Olusegun. Hello. Yes.
What?
Yeah. Still talking about involvement. I want you to take us through the modus operandi that time, because yes, there was no ICT, there were no computers. Can you just tell us how did you operate? Or how were you operating that time? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, Mr. Olusegun, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, I asked about the modus operandi that time, no ICT, computers and the likes. So how were you operating?
At that time, the civil servants, senior civil servants had to dictate to the confidential secretaries. So there was no IT at that moment. You make dictations, and then drafts will be given to you. You correct the draft before you pass it on to your bosses.
Okay, so sir, can you still hear us clearly? Okay, I think we do.
Well, Mr. Olusegun, okay, we're still trying to reconnect with him. And yes, we're talking about Ogun State at 45, the journey so far. Mr. Olusegun, retired civil servant, has given us a perspective. He's been able to give us the background, how it was, that time. And yes, we hope we'll dovetail it into what we have now. Of course, Ogun State now a giant. Ogun State, a state of many firsts. Mr. Olusegun, are you there? Hello, Mr. Olusegun. Can you hear us now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, sir, yes, looking at our education sector, which is, very important and paramount to the development of each state, how would you grade us right now, looking at where we started from when the state was created, and now what our education is like now, in building the next generation, how would you grade looking at the education sector? Sorry, Shagun, can you hear me, please? I think we are still having a little bit of a connection issue right now, but I think
we are doing all we can.
Okay.
We are doing all we can to reconnect with him, because we still have a lot of questions to have Olusegun. Yes, but he has said a lot.
Yes, I mean,
that gives one a sense of. He has been able to create that the picture vividly. How it was then. 4th of February 1976. He talked about the apprehension earlier, because you would remember that General Murtala Mohammed was assassinated, days after 13th of February, to be precise, 1976. So yes, 13th of February 1976. So he told us that there was this fear, having created, some states.
Yes, would that be, reverted, and would that still happen or not?
Okay, it seems we have to round off now, but we'll be back. We'll be back shortly. I don't know. We'll still try and reconnect with him. If we cannot reconnect with him, then we'll move on. Yes, the discussion will still be anchored on Ogun State at 45. We'll look at it from another perspective, and that will be about religion. Please stay with us.
I run. Hey. Hey. See now.
In this time of the coronavirus pandemic, your actions may put other lives in danger, including those you love. Protect your colleagues, friends, family, and loved ones by observing all the safety measures.
Doctor, she's not breathing properly. Okay, we'll bring her immediately.
Wash your hands regularly with soap. Practice physical distancing and always wear a face mask when going out. The future of your family, community, and country is in your hands. Play your part.
Dear Diary, it's been many weeks. There's no school. I'm very bored. Dear Diary, I'm so bored. There's no park open. No Friday prayer with Dad. Mommy says everybody has to stay at home because of this coronavirus disease called COVID-19 that is making lots of people sick all over the world. COVID-19 attacks the lungs and makes it difficult to breathe, and with a fever.